if I had to revive myself to cover something, it would of course been this. Today, I'm going to be doing a tier list on Incredibox Shpongle. I believe that's how you pronounce it. This mod was made by all of these wonderful people, wonderful, talented people, and any other words that I can't come up with right now. This probably has to be one of my more favorite mods that have been released as of recent. So, I mean, if you ever see a mod that's made by a person from Brazil and art to me, then you know it's gonna be, fucking banger. But yeah, I'm gonna be just giving my own personal opinions on all of this stuff here. So yeah, one thing I will mention real quick is the reason why. These things are out of order. Whatever. The reason why you see the character heads here instead of it being, you know, like the icons is because I wanted to go see if I can like find. Sorry about that. I want to see if I can go find the icons for them, but unfortunately the cringe fandom website for this mod does not have the icons for each of the characters, so I had to make do with like cutting parts of their head and just putting that for the icons. So that is that. And another thing I want to mention real quick is that in the README file on this mod, it said that if you want to make a video about it or do a live stream, please share the original mod links in your video/live stream description. So in the description down below, you will find a video link directly to this mod in case if you want to play it. All right, without further ado, let's begin the tier list. But before I do that, I'm going to resort through all of these here. So see, doesn't that look better? Anyways, let's get into it. I might accidentally butcher some of these names, and I do apologize, but all these characters do have official names. So I'm just gonna be going through all of them one by one. Okay, first one is Vit Raz. I think that's how you pronounce it, but yeah. I do like the noise that he makes. I can't say that it's probably one of my favorites out of all of the other beats. I obviously will not be ranking these guys by designs, but I honestly also love his design. But uh, in my opinion, it's kind of like one of the weaker beats and whatnot. I'd say, in my personal opinion, it'd probably be like in B tier. Not a bad way to start off all the beats, but you know. All right, next up is Hallucinogen. Got a very nice kick to it. I unfortunately do not know much about music, so if I mess up something, that's completely my fault. But yeah, one thing I don't know if that if it's ever accounted for is that the icon for when you put him on the bonus, because he is a part of the bonus here, it's like right here. You can barely see it. You probably have to like move very close into the screen to actually see it. But on dark mode, you can't see this guy's like color, so you might just have to do light mode or just deal with it. It's not too big of a problem. I don't know if that was ever really thought through, to be honest, but honestly, with this guy is a tier because honestly, the drums and the kicks not the kicks and the snares, excuse me, that he has is very good. All right, next is Mushroom Head. I honestly love this guy. His design, again, I know I'm not ranking it by that, but his design is absolutely hilarious. I love how his eyes like flash. This entire mod is based on drugs, to those who don't know. So yeah, honestly, watching this guy go is like kind of hypnotic, but really satisfying to watch. Very good. That is very, very good. I'm gonna rank that guy also an A tier, probably just under Hallucinogen. So yeah, I guess another thing I should probably mention is that this entire mod is based off of a band of the same name, particularly off the track Divine Moments of Truth. I did listen to that song. That was a very weird song, but yeah. Anyways, next up here is uh, Rohondo. I don't know, druid. I do like the design. Again, it's kind of weird for me to like necessarily judge sounds that well because it's like, oh, you know, this one hits nicely, this one doesn't really hit nicely. But I do like his sound a bit more than V. I'm just gonna call him V. I do like his sound a lot more than V's. So I'm gonna probably just put it at top of B tier, to be honest. So, all right. Next up is Tropicana. In my personal opinion, this is probably one of my least favorite sounds of the beats. Mostly because there's not like too much variation between the entire sound. I know that Incredibox is solely relies upon like loops, but a little variation would have been nice. But I can understand if they just want to do something simple as this. So yeah, sucks to say I'm gonna have to put them in C tier. So yeah, but that ends the beats. Now we go on to the effects. The first one here is Brain Tank. I mean, because, you know, all of the first effects of any Incredibox mod have to be bass. It's just simple observation, it's fact, but this is a very nice one. I really like the bass for it. The design, obviously, you can't get any more clever than this. It's literally a fucking brain in a tank that moves to bass. Yeah, I like this guy. It's going up an A tier. Higher than Mushroom Head, but not higher than Hallucinogen. Alright, next up is... I messed up the order of that. Hope someone gets fired for that blunder. Next up is Shaggy Hat Fan. I know I just ripped on Tropicana for not really having much of variation, but honestly I would say this is probably a better example because it's a little bit catchier in my opinion. It doesn't stick with like the... It doesn't say, well, like the like the entire time. It actually does have like the... So honestly, I'm gonna rate them higher than Tropicana, but probably not as high as V and Roto or Roho or Rhino. What the fuck is the Wikipedia over here doing? But yeah. Okay, so the next effect is Masked Fan. I really like his mask. I really like the design of his eyes moving whenever he makes sound. My only problem with him, and this was after playing this mod for a little while, I don't know if it's because of my headphones, if there's something more fucked up in my ears where I can't hear it that well. This character kind of isn't very, like, I don't want to be too mean about this. He kind of has a bit of a, like, volume problem. And what I mean by volume problems, like if you put him with like a bunch of other sounds, it becomes very hard and almost impossible to hear him. So that is my only complaint with him. I do like his sound though. It sounds pretty funny. I have no idea how that sound was made, but again, I dig it. I'm not gonna like put it in D tier just because of that one small like little problem. It may have just been like a mixing problem or something, or maybe it's intentionally made that way. I don't quite know, but I'm gonna probably just put it like at bottom of B tier. Again, if it was like maybe fixed a little bit with the sound mixing, I would probably bump it up a little bit higher, but that's my only gripe with it. Okay, next is the Elder Monk. Yeah, you don't get a whole lot of throat singing characters in Incredibox, and that's a damn shame because I, honest to God, wish that more mods did this stuff, because I know that Jivan was technically the first one that implemented something like this, And I really like throat singing Incredibox characters because it just sounds so nice. So I'm going to put this up in A tier. Below Mushroom Head, below... Actually, yeah, no. Yeah, below Mushroom Head and below Brain Tank and Hallucinogen. So, yeah. Also love the detail where it goes from left to right headphones. That's very nice. Oh, excuse me. That's a very nice touch. All right, next is the Buddha statue. And that's basically it. I'm not gonna like dunk on it for just like not having a whole lot of variation. Like I know there are some sounds in Incredibox where it waits like an entire loop and then it basically goes again. That was perfect timing. But yeah, like there's nothing inherently wrong with this guy. I don't have any gripes against the sound. It's like a nice, deep, bassy, like droning sound. Hey, can you do that again, please? Thank you. But yeah, I kind of feel like it could have had like a little bit more to it, but again, I know that some of these instruments are basically designed off of some instruments in Divine Moments of Truth, so I guess I can't really nag on that too much, but I'm gonna probably just keep them in bottom of B tier. I'm gonna probably have to do a bit of shifting around here and such, but all right, so that's basically all the effects. And now we go on to the melodies. Now, I am not going to do this character dirty or anything like that. I will refer to this character as they're supposed to be mentioned as. This is a fucking flower. I'm not making that up. This character is literally called a fucking flower. And honestly, it has a really good melody. It's really simple, it's really nice. The design is honestly like it's a fucking flower that lights up with each melody. Like, how can you get any better than that? So yeah, that definitely spongles my bowels. I have no idea why I came up with that. I just did. All right, next up is Raja Ram. But before we do that, I'd just like to say that Hallucinogen and this character, Raja Ram, are actually based off of two band members in Shpongle. I think there was another one that I may be missing, but yeah. So basically, these two are actually references to people in the band. As I mentioned with the Elder Monk, this is another on like underutilized, I want to say, like sound technique. You don't get a whole lot of trumpet sounds in Incredibox mods. They are like fairly prominent in actual base Incredibox, but you really hear them that much outside of mods. But yeah, honestly, it's a simple trumpet, and I quite like it. I don't know if I quite like it as much more as some of the other sounds. I might actually just bump down uh, the Buddha statue down to C tier and probably just put Raja probably bottom of B in that spot. So yeah, honestly not a bad sound. All right, next is Jellyfish Lady. Again, this is another thing I want to mention too. That this is, again, all the fucking art for these characters are absolutely like phenomenal, top tier. Like shouts to everybody who did this. Because yeah, if I were to rank like all of the designs, it would be a very short video because I would just put them all in S tier because they all look fantastic. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I do like Jellyfish Lady's sound. It's a nice, simple choir. It's not like too, I don't want to know how you say, harsh, too in your face. So honestly, I'm gonna probably just put this in middle of B tier. Actually, probably one lower than Shaggy there. That's about middle-ish. But yeah, very nice and very calming, very soothing, very nice on the ears, very nice indeed. Anyways, next is Circuits. Do I need to say any more? I really, really like this because of how, like, how crazy he looks. Again, as I've mentioned before, this design is fucking incredible. And, you know, seeing him, like, I don't really know, like, I think this voice and another voice that we're about to hear, I think they were probably made with the same thing, the same technique. But yeah, I just love how bouncy he is, like, and how fast he is compared to, like, or like when put up with some other sounds. Maybe I have weird taste, maybe I'm wrong, I don't quite know. I do think that circuits and a fucking flower actually go really well together. Because they both have like that quick bouncy like back and forth with each other. Well, it's not back and forth, but back and like bouncy back and forth vibe. So yeah, that is definitely another sound that definitely shpongles my bowels. Anyways, next up in the last of the melodies is the sun god. This is probably, if not the best choir I have ever heard in an Incredibox mod. I can't unfortunately say for like base Incredibox because honestly, I can't really beat that choir sound. Or not choir. The humming guy from version 7. Here's a picture of him on screen if you don't know who I'm talking about. But honestly, yeah, everything about this character is awesome. Love the haunting choir. I fucking love the orange tint that he's got going on with his entire body. I love the sun that's behind his head constantly. Perfection. Absolute perfection. Sorry, I just had to listen to that fully. Alright, so that ends the melodies. Now we get to move on to the voices. The last part of this, obviously. So, yeah, first up we got is Desmond. DMT, 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 do 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 DMT, again, I don't really need to say much. This speaks for itself. I mean, I'm slow to speak about it, but honestly, this is one of the, again, as I know I just talked about this, but this is probably one of, if not the like most creative character I've ever seen in an Incredibox mod. Like the low poly look to it, the text-to-speech voice that was used for it, because again, this was also used in Divine Moments of Truth. Everything about this character is absolutely great, so... Okay. One thing I want to just quickly mention, this is kind of like a small little ramble, and I do quite apologize about this. I do really like Desmond from this mod and whatnot. One thing that I do want to comment about, because I did see this, and it kind of got me thinking a bit more about it, and also, I don't think it should be fairly obvious that I have to fucking mention this, but if you somehow find the comments that is referring to about this, I did see someone comment about how they were getting annoyed that, like, someone was basically comparing this model design to somebody from Baldi's Basics and how everyone just calls it that. As much as I hate to say this, like, I know it could be fairly annoying, but what can you really do about it? What indie game or other game that's come out in some kind of point in time this year that had the exact same visual style as this, besides Baldi's Basics? I can't really do much about that. I'm sorry. Also, here's the 2D design that was posted on Artemy's channel. That's very cool. You can actually see the 2D design for a brief moment in the bonus, which I will not be ranking, but I'd say this is a very good fucking bonus. So, all right, yeah, sorry for the off-topic tangent. Next we have is the Dancing Demon. Another choir-like type sound. Not quite up there with Sun God, and not like uh, really up there with Elder Monk. I know that Elder Monk's more throat singing and not choir, but honestly, it's not bad, to be honest. So I might move some of these around. Yeah, let's put, yeah, probably put you in there, because, and probably just keep that guy at the bottom. I feel like this is, yeah, this is good. Yeah. Though I will say, though, that these three do kind of, like, complement each other and such. Let's get a quick listen to this. Very nice. Yeah. So, yeah, honestly, this character's not bad. And also, I do really like the design of the pecs being there. That's pretty cool. You don't see a whole lot of that. All right, next is Unicorn Bean.
I feel my consciousness rising from my body, floating around the skies, feeling like a feather, traveling in every dimension.
The reason why I played through all that is not because like I'm just gonna instantly put this up there and just move on. I will say though that again, I love the design for the unicorn bean and whatnot, but unfortunately his voice is kind of a bit distracting. I know it sucks that I put him in D tier, but honestly, like having him compared with the other sounds, like here, hold on, try to just get a nice tune going on. A second here. Yeah, cause like, cause like when I hear like all these other sounds, like I'm thinking like, oh yeah, that is really catchy, but hearing him is kind of like a bit of a sore thumb, kind of sticking out amongst the crowd. Because I feel like my criticisms with the Unicorn Bean is also very much like the TV sound in Evadare Chapter 3. Because that's another one where it's kind of like it's not really a melody, not a melody, a voice or whatever that like sings. It's more of just like a character talking. So, but yeah, basically my entire gist of it is like it's a neat concept, doesn't really flow too well with some of the other sounds. So that's just my opinion, by the way. You can completely love this character if you want to. All right, anyways, next is Pauline. Simple loop. Don't really have much to say about this sound. It is really good, but I won't say it's like up there at the very top. This is probably going to be another B tier character. So let me just do another quick look here to make sure there's not any other sounds that I need to move. I think, yeah, no, I think this should be fine for right now. Yeah. All right, last is the totem sound. This is another one that I feel is also fine, I guess. Not saying that it's bad and it doesn't like mesh well with the others. It's just kind of one I'm just like it's good, but I'm not going to use it too much when I'm making a smaller like mix with them. So honestly, I'm going to probably just put it in C tier, higher than actually probably actually no, higher than Tropicana, but lower than Roger Ram. Again, I'm not saying that any of these are like absolutely horrific. Like obviously, like this mod is still very very good. Like looking past like some of the sounds that I just don't really potentially like that much, it's still a very very good mod. So yeah, so basically that's my entire tier list. I don't really have much else to say. If you have any disagreements at all, that is completely fine. We can have our own disagreements and whatnot. But yeah, that's basically all I got. If you like this video, you can leave a like. If you didn't, you can leave it down in the comments. Tell me what you didn't like about it. Always trying to improve. But yeah, I'm that one medic, and I shall now be returning to my 100-year slumber. Thank you.